Today on African Woman 2.0, we receive Arian Simone, the co-founder and general partner for Fearless Fund, the first venture capital fund by women of color for women of color. Arian is an American serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, angel investor, author, and PR and marketing specialist. She received her MBA from Florida A&M and has over 17 years of entrepreneurial experiences.
African woman, African.
Arian Simone is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, investor, best-selling author, and international speaker. She is the co-founder and CEO of the Fearless Fund, the first venture capital fund built by women of color for women of color, with a focus on investing in pre-seed and seed-level companies. She received her MBA from Florida A&M University. A pioneer in her field, Arian grew a successful public relations and marketing firm with a portfolio of billion-dollar corporate clients such as Sony Pictures, Walt Disney, Universal, and other Hollywood studios. Possessing an innate ability to guide strategic growth and enhance company value, Arian's resilience has led to her appointment to the board of directors for the Steve Madden Company, as well as serving on one of MasterCard and Amazon's advisory boards. She has been recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine as one of the 100 women of impact. Hello, Arian.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to have you on African Women today.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So tell us, what brings you to Ivory Coast? Because of course, you know, we don't get a lot of African American women visiting us. So tell us, what brings you here to Ivory Coast?
Oh my gosh. What brings me to Ivory Coast is because I built a school here. For starters, I've always loved the continent of Africa.
Okay.
I was raised in a household that was big on African traditions. I have an aunt that she would take in African immigrants all the time. I grew up hearing so many stories. And in my adulthood and my travels, I said, you know what, I have to figure out how to give back.
Yes, yes.
And I called one of my girlfriends, her name is Heidi Sampley, and I said, you know, any African initiatives I can partner with?
Okay.
And she said, actually, I do. She's also a princess in Ghana.
Okay.
She married into this family, but she said, I do. My sister married an Ivorian man, and they build schools to help eradicate poverty in the Ivory Coast. They go into the villages and they build these schools. She said, because if the kids don't get an education by around the age of 11, they can be forced to work in the fields.
Very true.
And I have a foundation that is built on the back of eradicating poverty, building generational wealth for people of color. I said, you know what? I want to do this. And in one phone call, we were breaking ground in 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How did that happen? So how did it, from meeting the person, of course, who was able to introduce you to someone in Ivory Coast, I assume?
Yes.
And then getting here, how did the process happen so quickly?
She called her husband and said, hey, Heidi's friend would like to build a school. And the organization is called Proceed Foundation. They build schools all the time.
Okay.
And her husband's Ivorian. And they just said, great.
Okay.
And literally 2 weeks, we were breaking ground. The government gave us a lot. I had sent over my money so we can start building, and it was moving very quickly.
Okay. So where is the school?
The school is in Dawa, so it's right outside of Grand Baraboo, right outside of St. Pedro.
Right, right. That's what, yeah, I read about that.
Yes.
So what kind of school is it? Is it kindergarten, elementary?
It is an elementary school.
Okay.
Grades as of right now, 1st through 6th. I told them we are adding a kindergarten.
Perfect.
Yes. So
Because, you know, kindergarten is not mandatory here.
I heard.
So, yes. So usually you don't necessarily get, especially in villages, you don't, or in rural areas, you don't have kindergartens. You'll have primary school, you'll have secondary school, but you won't have the kindergarten. It's unfortunate because a lot of women, you know, are then stuck at home
with
because
the children.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna tell you why I've been so moved too. There's a child in Dawa. His name is Boga. They even call him my son. He has taken my heart. So as a 4-year-old, he expressed he wanted to go to school. And they said, well, he's not of age. And I told him, I said, you said the Queen says put him in school. They put him in school, and he's now top 3 in his class, in his first grade class.
Wonderful.
And I said, see, this is why we have to get a kindergarten. He's excelling, and he wanted to be here. So, yes,
That's wonderful.
I'm so excited about everything going on out there.
And then I heard that they also made you queen?
Yes, they did. And honestly, that was like a dream come true.
Really?
Because I've always loved African royalty. My favorite queen is actually an Egyptian queen.
Yes.
We don't even hear about her much. They call her Queen T, or some people say Tai. And I have friends that are African royalty, quite a few. So I said, oh, do I have to marry into this? What's going on? And the fact that this actually took place was just like, wow. So in my travels to Africa, you can see pictures even on my Instagram page. I would wear big ball gowns, big headpieces, just feeling like royalty, just regular African black royalty. And I said, you know what? This actually just took place. So I was honored, but I don't view it as a title. I view it as responsibility.
Absolutely. It does come with responsibility.
To take care of, to look after, making sure they have proper resources. I recently got Wi-Fi for their whole region, that whole area.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, you will soon be queen of that region. But you know, like you said, it's true, because to whom much is given, much is expected. Yes, right. Required. That's true.
Most definitely.
So yeah, soon you'll be you'll be flying in directly there, right?
Oh, I would love to be able to fly in directly there, because it is.
It's a road. That's true. Yeah, because you have to fly first to San Pedro, right?
Yes, Abidjan,
and then from San Pedro.
Now, mind you, we're also flying from the States to Paris to Abidjan.
Yes, that I know.
Yes,
it's a
and
long
then once
flight.
you land in San Pedro, we have an hour and a half right after that.
Absolutely. Okay, so what is your, so when did you, tell us about your background. So how did you, because you created this fund, the Fearless Fund, but before that you worked for a long time, right? Because I saw your CV, I mean, you've been doing almost everything, I want to say.
I've always, for the most part, worked for myself. So I'm born and raised Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
In the United States. I've had a heart for business since I was a kid. I had a lemonade stand as a child. I was selling cosmetics by high school. By college and university, I had a store in the mall.
Good for you.
And it was about 2,500 square feet. And I was raising capital. I had to get money in order to open up the store.
That's wonderful.
And I said, oh, I started noticing that all of the business investors really didn't look like me as a black woman. And I made a promise to myself. I said, Arian, don't worry about the investor landscape, because one day you will be the business investor that you were looking for.
Exactly.
So in that promise I made to myself, it looks like the Fearless Fund today. We're the first venture capital fund built by women of color for women of color. We're backed by Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, MasterCard, PayPal Venture, and a host of other companies that have come along for this journey. So I'm the answer to the problem I had in college.
Exactly.
But no, I worked for somebody for one time for 30 days. Outside of that, I've been my own boss.
You're an entrepreneur at heart.
Yes.
So you couldn't do the working for someone else thing. It didn't work for you.
Oh my gosh, I created a lot of havoc in my life. No, not that. I thought I was going to get stability. So having the store in college, it had ups and downs. Some days you'd have $50,000.
Exactly.
Some days you'd have zero.
Yeah.
So I attributed that to me as failing, which what I didn't know at that age, that I just needed to be patient. I was 20.
Right.
I just needed to be patient. And I saved the financials from that business on my computer just as a reminder.
Right.
If anything fluctuates, just be patient.
Right.
So to fast forward, I went and got a job thinking I was going for something of stability. And I got laid off after the first 30 days because the company got sold and they got rid of everybody. I said...
But you could have gotten another job then. That was just bad luck.
I tried. I applied over 153 applications to places. And I'm a very well-educated woman. I have a bachelor's and a master's in business.
So what happened then? What do you think? Why?
I just don't think it was my destiny to work for somebody. I think that God created me to do business in this earth. And I had to accept that. Because after that experience, I ran out of money. And I moved from my apartment to my car. And I was without a place to stay for 7 months. And I was actually in good spirits for the most part.
But you had family, no?
Yes, my mother and dad were in a divorce case, and I grew up middle class, so I never thought there would be a day when I couldn't call home.
Right.
So I was upset. I said, what do you mean? But I had been supporting myself financially since I was about 19, so I really didn't realize how bad things had gotten. In college, I started paying my own bills and everything else. I was running a store. And I said, whoa. My mom's like, it's just not a good time. I'm sorting things out. And I said, well, don't worry about me. I'm going to figure out life. And that was me figuring out life. And I wasn't depressed most of the time. There was one week where I was depressed, but I sold a lot of my clothes just so I could eat, put gas in the car, and I just went on about having fun. I snuck into the BET Awards, the big award show in the States. I snuck into a party Jamie Foxx was having.
Really?
I just had fun.
Where were you, in Florida at the time? Where
I
were
was
you?
in LA.
Okay. Oh, you were living in LA.
The one
Okay.
job I took was actually in California.
Because you said you're from Detroit, Michigan.
From Detroit,
so you
Michigan.
grew
Went to
up in
Florida for
Detroit.
college.
Okay, you went to Florida. So, but you grew up in Detroit, Michigan.
Yes.
And then you moved to Florida, and then for this job you went to LA.
And I had only worked for 30 days, and here I am.
And this
all
is you had
across the
graduated
country.
too. I guess.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was abrupt.
That was a bit of a shocker.
It was.
So you have a degree, but you can't get a job. So you end up being homeless.
Yeah.
And sleeping, but how long? 7 months, you said?
Yeah, I was
7
in my
months.
car. Sometimes I would, people from that job, before they had got kicked out too, I slept on their floor for a little bit. It was just very back and forth with me just finding a place to stay.
Wow. And then how did you get back on your feet? Because that's really the challenge, right? How did you get back up there?
Somebody called me from that one job I had for 30 days. And they, and they asked me to do PR and marketing work for their spouse. Wow. But had they called me and asked me to paint the wall, I would be a painter.
Right, right. You just
had
were looking for an
to water the
opportunity.
plants, whatever, exactly.
Right.
And when the door was open, I ran through it. I didn't walk through it. I said, great, yes. Well, they referred me to people who referred me to people. And I looked up, and overnight I had a business. I was like, oh, I've got momentum here. And I went and found an office place, and I slept in the office place on the 26th floor. And Steve Harvey, the celebrity, had a radio station on the 19th floor. And every morning I would network with the celebrities coming in and out the building.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, security on the bottom floor. I showered LA Fitness on the bottom floor, and security would let me know. They would tip me off to who was coming in the building. So I'd get them lunch or send them give them a $20 bill just for them to keep me informed.
Good. You have that business mind. No, but that's great. And so then how long after were you really back on your feet? And
I would say probably in about a year, I was, pretty good.
Okay. So with all this networking that you did, and wow, from one opportunity you went to building yourself your own network business and the whole nines, right?
Our clients ended up being Sony Pictures, Walt Disney,
Good for
Universal. We did PR and marketing for a lot of the major films that people know today. Kevin Hart films, Will Smith films, Robert De Niro films, the list goes on.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wow. And then so now you're also an author?
I am.
Okay, so you wrote a book.
I did.
On?
The story you just heard.
Oh! Okay, so wonderful. So you wrote a book and it's sold on?
On Amazon.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. No, I mean, you have to say it. I mean, that's what we're here, right? What's the title of the book?
There's 3 books.
Okay, 3.
My Fabulous and Fearless Journey.
Okay.
And then the second book was a devotional.
Oh, they're adult books, right? They're not children books? Or
It's definitely still age appropriate.
Okay.
It's not like there's anything in there that's not appropriate. The second book was a devotional. People kept asking me for my morning routine. And I said, okay, well, my morning routine, I start my morning with God. So if you want to know it, this is what it looks like. And the third book is pretty much on money, fearless money mindset. I tell even my girlfriends and their kids, I call them like my nieces and nephews. I tell them all the time, when it comes to a mindset on money, it starts in your mind and your mouth before it gets to your hands. So I let them know how they have to basically receive that they're supposed to live wealthy and be wealthy mentally so they can have it materially.
What does that mean?
Oh, an abundance mindset. You're operating from a place of faith and not a place of fear. People have more, how should I put it? People have more fear of growing broke than they do have more faith in having abundance.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So they have to shift that in order to have money in your hands.
I think I have that mindset. Well, not quite.
No.
I feel like I have the mindset of the fear of being broke.
You've done quite well.
No, I have. But you know, when you venture out, when you're used to having a job, because if you're used to having a job, for someone who's worked for, 15, 16, 18 years, and then you move to entrepreneurship, then the journey is different because you're coming from a place of entrepreneurship.
It's very
right.
different.
So I think the mindset is different.
It is.
And that's why people want to learn from you, because I think a lot of people are going from, the, fear of being broke because, every month you get a salary, but you're not really earning extra money because you just have a job, right? Of course you can save and invest and all that, but most people, they have their jobs and they have that money, and then they're always, fearful of losing that job or, because if they lose that job, they're going to be broke.
That
So I
is
think,
true.
yes, so people operate from that mindset. But for you, it's different. And it's good because what you said, for me, it resonates because now it's like you have to move from that mindset to a different mindset, right?
You do. You definitely do.
And that's what you talk about in your book.
It is. It's all about your mindset and adopting a faith-based mindset.
That's good. I like that. I should get that book.
Oh, thank you.
And did you talk about the third book? No, you didn't say
That
anything
was
about
the third one.
Okay, so you said the first one was
My Fabulous and Fearless Journey.
The second?
The second one is Fearless Faith and Hustle. It's the devotion.
okay.
The second
Oh,
is
okay, devotion. And then the third
The
one
third
is the
one
mind.
is, yes, Fearless Money Mindset.
Okay, the mindset one. Okay.
And I
Got
don't
it,
think
so-
the fourth one is going to have anything with the word fearless in it. I don't know just of yet. As of yet, though.
So tell us how you came about. What made you create this Fearless Fund?
My journey in college.
Okay.
When I really saw that the investors didn't look like me.
Okay, so you
I
decided.
made a promise to myself. I didn't know it was going to be this though. So as I started working the PR and marketing business, over time I started to meet people in the venture capital industry, and a light bulb went off. I said, "Wait, this is how I can actually do what I've always wanted to do, was be the business investor I had been looking for." PR and marketing it's like the thing that led to the thing. Whatever that person called me for that day, that's the business I would have had. It was more so I was using the opportunity and making the best of it. But the second I ran into people who were doing what I wanted to always do, I'm like, that's it. And I made the pivot.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy.
Yes, I can imagine. Because creating a fund is probably not easy.
No.
It's a process. Tell us a little bit about that process.
In the United States, it's regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission,
The SEC.
so the SEC. You have to get securities attorneys to even start one. You have to put skin in the game.
I can imagine it's expensive.
Yes. It's very expensive to start a fund. You have to get securities attorneys, which are rather pricey. And you also have to put what they call skin in the game. You have to put up some of your own money.
Right. You have to bring capital.
Yes, to the table in order to do it. And then you have to go out and fundraise.
Yes. So you have to get people to give money.
I had no clue that we were the first venture capital fund that was built by women of color for women of color. That's a tagline that the media actually gave us that we then adopted, that we found out later. I just knew I wanted to be the business investor I had been looking for. I wanted people who looked like me to be able to go and pitch to people who looked like them.
Exactly.
That's all I wanted. I had no
Right.
clue we were making history. I was like, oh gosh, next thing you know, everybody's writing about us. We're all over the internet. And I'm like, okay, we are making history. That's why this is, if it was easy, trust me, it would have been done before. But I'm kind of glad there was a level of naivete where I didn't know, because then I didn't have to have any of that self-doubt or fear to come in. I was more so like, I'm going to go do this.
Right, right.
And started on the journey of fundraising.
Right.
And we thought we were going to have a $5 million concept fund, which thank God, even though it was a struggle at first, because I had to go 2 years without a salary to get this going. But we ended up doing about $25.8 million for our concept fund to start off. And now we're on fund 2 and we're growing.
So, but it's funded, but not just by women of color. Are there men as well? I mean, it's not
it's started by women of color, but it's funded by Bank of America.
Right. Okay. So you have all these. Okay. Okay. Private as well, or
private, yes, and some we're in diligence for now in the public sector as well too.
Okay. So, but that's wonderful.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Because I mean, I can imagine people have to trust for them to give you
yes.
their money, because that's not easy. I'm sure as a woman of color to set up a venture capital and get people to trust you, and especially big institutions such as, like you said, Bank of America. So, but how did you achieve that? How was that? How was that conversation?
Well,
what does that conversation look like?
A couple things. No, see, you are correct.
Right.
Because the industry is 92% white male. So it's very difficult to penetrate and just get into the space. It looked like a lot of no's. That's what it looked like.
In the beginning.
That's oh yeah. If I had, we probably had 300 meetings.
And a lot of no's.
Oh yeah, because I think on Fund One there was probably about 30 investors. So at that point, 200 and something have already said no. You have to have resilience. I was convicted and convinced in my spirit that this was something I wanted to do, that we were going to have to get done. And if not us, then who? Women of color are the most founded entrepreneur demographic. They are just the least funded. So somebody has to step up to the plate and champion the issue and really lean in to the solution. So yeah, it was a lot of no's. That's what it looked like.
So a lot of adversity.
Oh yeah.
And so how did you, find that strength to, continue on and to say, it's okay, we got a no today, but tomorrow eventually we'll get a yes. So how do you build that mindset?
I tapped into a lot of my past and past experiences, knowing that if I got through that, I can get through this. I keep a gratitude journal. So gratitude is something I use a lot just to shift my attitude. And if I feel like my mood is off or my energy's off, I write down everything I'm grateful for. I don't care if it's a can of soup. I'm writing it down. I will take that time to shift my energy, to put myself back into a great space. And people believe in the Fearless Fund, and they actually view us as their solution. So when I encounter people who come up to me and they're like, I hope every morning you wake up, somebody's counting on you to deliver.
That's wonderful. So you fund Black-owned businesses, I assume?
Black and brown, yes.
Okay. So what are the criterias? How is it difficult for them to apply? How does it work?
It's not necessarily difficult for them to apply, but it is competitive to receive an investment.
That's
and I say that because we receive thousands of applications
I can imagine.
every week.
I can imagine.
And I'm like, oh gosh, somebody please get us some more money. Because the need is just so large.
So how much do you invest in one business?
In one business, things look different. So we have two sides of our company. There's the side that does venture capital, that's regulated by SEC. Then there's our foundation.
Okay.
And our foundation is our philanthropic arm. And we have a lot of flexibility over there.
Okay.
In our investment vehicle, we don't. So on the investing side, we invested on Fund One an average of around $500,000 per business. In Fund Two, we invest around $1.6 million per business. And then we call follow-on capital. So when the business is doing well, we invest more. But that's like a first-time check.
Okay.
On the foundation side of what we do, we award grants.
Okay, yes.
Similar to why I'm even been here
Yes,
this past week.
I was about to say yes. That money is coming from the Fearless Fund.
That's coming from the foundation.
The
side.
foundation,
Yeah,
but
we
it's
award
what is that?
grants.
What do you call it? Is it the Fearless?
It's all the Fearless
Foundation?
Fund.
Yes. Okay.
There's just two vehicles there.
Okay, the foundation and the
actual investment vehicle. Yeah.
Okay.
So on the foundation side, we've awarded around anywhere from $10,000 to maybe upwards of $50,000 per grant.
Right.
Average is around anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, and on an annual basis, over 300 companies.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty good. And most of them are in the U.S., I assume.
Yes, but as of recent, well, even as of 2 years ago, we actually even did Belize. So we've started some international efforts.
Latin America.
And on both sides, we have now 20% allocation of our funds go to international efforts.
Wonderful. Congratulations. This is really an achievement. I'm not just saying that to say it. Because, when we talk about money, generally, a lot of women don't have that much capital that they say that they can run, that you have flexibility to give money to others. I mean, it's rare, of course. We have to go big. I mean, even here, here in Africa in general, but specifically in West Africa, only 18 to 20% of people have bank accounts, individuals. And imagine amongst that 18 to 20%, those are the ones who generally maybe can ask for, loans or funding. So the other 80% basically cannot ask for, you know what I mean?
True.
So of course we do have the microfinances and all that, but still, it's still a large amount of people who don't have underbanked and don't have access to funding, to capital, and it's a big issue. you know, and so it's wonderful that you step in and it's filling a gap actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
after we built the school and I came out here, I fell in love with this place.
Nah, Ivory Coast.
Yes. And like I said, after they gave me the honor of being a queen, I said, you know what, this is not a title, it's a responsibility.
Yes.
I want to do more. And then I said, wait, I can bring what I do day to day to the people of this community too. And that's when we came up with the Fearless Fun Pitch Africa.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, which is the pitch competition we had
That's
last
wonderful.
week right here in Abidjan. And we awarded 3 entrepreneurs
Wonderful.
in the sector of agriculture, yes, $10,000 each for their business.
That's wonderful. But so how do you do, I mean, because there's a language barrier, of course, for you.
Yes.
But then you have a team, I assume, who's
And people
francophone.
do translate.
Yes, I know they do, but you know how it is. It's because we get a lot of francophone. Like we have a connection, of course, with France, and so we get a lot of francophone business, but we don't get a lot of Anglo business because it's a little bit more difficult, right? The language barrier. A lot of people, they prefer to go to Ghana or to Kenya or to Ethiopia because then they can.
But let me explain how divine this has been.
But no, this is wonderful. I'm so happy because we need more of this. Go ahead.
Yes. So Ghislaine from Proceed Organization, Ghislaine Dadier, he's the founder of Proceed. That's who I partner with for this school.
Yes.
So he speaks both. My communications agency that we use, the Whitley Agency, Dora Whitley is from Cameroon.
Absolutely.
She was an agency of ours that is with our company before all of this took place. She's fluent French.
Yes.
The executive director, Shanice Cleckley, at the foundation, she's fluent French.
Oh, wonderful.
This
so then
it just worked out. It just
it was meant to
Et je
be.
parle français un peu.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
But
You
je
get-
comprends très bien. I can
Okay.
understand very
Yeah,
well. Better than I can speak. But I'm
Generally,
getting
that's the case.
And I did speak in at the village. I did do my address in French.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's nice.
They loved it.
I can imagine.
They were so excited.
Yeah, and appreciative, I mean,
Yes.
for you to try to connect and learn, speak in their language so that they can understand you. That's wonderful. So tell us about your personal life. So married, do you have children?
Not married yet.
Okay.
Plan to be.
Yeah, okay,
and
good for
I've
you.
got to push out a couple. So yes,
You have time?
a little.
Yeah, but, well,
I
at least.
bought myself some time. But
Good.
yes.
But at least when I look at you, you look like you have time. So that's good
thank
enough.
you. Thank you.
That's good enough. That's what's important, right?
Yes,
Also.
in great shape.
And then you also, and I'm sure it's also the mindset.
Yes.
You have to be open
That is true.
to
too.
receive. So that's another thing. So what do you think of Abidjan? I know you said you love it and all
Oh.
that. So you're going to be here regularly in this
gosh.
Fearless Fund that you have put Africa. Are you going to be doing it yearly? How does it? How
do plan
how
to
do
do it
people
annually.
apply?
Yes. We do plan to do it annually. People do apply through our website. We've
Okay.
actually worked with the government,
Okay.
the past one though, to
Okay.
get applications through.
Okay.
We've even had some meetings through this trip
Right.
to where we know we'll probably have thousands
Oh yeah, you will.
of applicants.
Wonderful.
Yes, but we do plan to keep it going. I do plan to at least do 2 visits. That's at minimum
Right,
per
year,
year
yeah,
here.
right.
But we plan to also host a lot of the U.S. influencers and celebrities.
Oh, that's
I want to
great.
bring. Oh, it's ridiculous how many of my friends have reached out since I built the school.
Oh, God.
Even on this trip, I get so many calls, texts of
Oh,
everybody
wow.
wanting to come.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, we can't just show up to
'Cause
the
you
school. It doesn't work like that. So,
you might traumatize people.
yes, like, let me make sure you're hosted because I don't want anybody being rejected from
Right.
the village. I'm like, who are these people?
No, as soon as they know that they're the Queen's people, they'll be fine.
But I want them to be hosted.
Yes,
I
of
want
course,
them to have,
properly.
Yes, and have the
The
experience that
good,
I've
a great
had.
experience. Yes.
And then say, you know what, I want to give to Cote d'Ivoire too. I'm like, yes, I want them to fall in love the same way I did.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that.
And you went to Grand Bérébi, I assume. So the area, the beach area is beautiful there. It's one of
Stunning.
the most beautiful areas of Ivory Coast.
Oh, stunning.
So you're in the right area.
One of my gifts, when they gave me the title of queen, I received land.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's beachfront.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's the best. And that's like investment right
know.
there.
I know.
That's prime investment.
It is.
Because beachfront, you can't get better than that.
No, I'm very grateful.
So soon we'll have maybe a nice development or something around that area.
Of course, of course.
But it's a pleasure to have you on this show. And it's a pleasure to have you in Ivory Coast. And we look forward to seeing more of you again. And we're going to do the next segment, which is we do a little gift. Yes, yes, of course, because we try to promote our African entrepreneurs, right? Yes. And so I have 3 gifts, I think, that I'm going to share. So our first gift is from this lady. She does products. So it's called Caress Body Secrets, and you can, I'm not going to open it for you. I'm excited. I'm more excited than you.
I'm excited.
To open it, yeah.
And you could have, I don't know. I'm excited. Because just to have an entrepreneur's gift right now.
Yes, an African entrepreneur. Yes. So it's made locally with local products.
Well, all of the world's best resources are here.
Exactly. You know it is.
Yeah. Anywhere else they had to take it from here.
So she does tea. I love this tea.
I'm a serious tea drinker. Oh, I'm a
honey. Yeah, with the map of Ivory Coast.
You have no clue. You are a woman after my own heart.
And you know, I specifically, because her tea is delicious. So I think it's hibiscus flower, and then it has Kiliba. Kiliba it's a plant. Okay, I don't know how I would translate it.
Oh my gosh.
So, but you'll like it.
I'm gonna love it.
It's a plant. It's Kinkeliba. I don't know the name.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But I have another gift for you. So.
You don't understand.
Really?
Like this.
These are products made from a local entrepreneur as well. She makes skincare. It's skincare.
You can't get better skincare than what you get here in Africa.
Yes. And it's all natural. All her products are natural. She sells that. I think she has a selling point in the U.S. and in Europe.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I think I've seen her brand.
Yes, you probably have, because she's in a lot of different places.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much.
It's called Ayes Essentiel. So it's oil. This is shea, natural shea.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
you know. West Africa.
Exactly.
And
it's the best one.
This is such good timing. I ran out of my shea
today. So it's perfect. And then it has, I think it probably has it has a perfume or a scent.
But let me tell you why I ran out of it. Because the ladies in the village,
took you?
No, after they tattooed my body with body paint.
Yeah.
They make me put on shea before and after the shower. Not just after.
Oh, before and after.
I have to shine. So that's why I'm out. I thought I had enough left for my trip. And I'm like, this was perfect timing.
They used a lot of shea. I can imagine. Well, you know, we have so much of it, so there's a lot to spare.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess.
I got shea soap.
And then the last one, we got you some. This is a gift from Co&Clo. She does sandals.
You're doing too much.
No, I'm not. You know, because they give this because they're hoping that they're going to get publicity for their products, but at the same time, it's good because we need to give them publicity.
No, I want to keep all of their information.
You do keep it.
I want them to come to the pitch competition.
Oh yes. Oh, they'll be happy. They'll be happy too.
Oh my gosh, they're so deserving.
Right.
This is awesome.
So she does. I think she sent you a pair of shoes. I don't know if she got the right size though, but you can check. Co&Clo. She does shoes and she does sandals or shoes, and she
excuse me.
Yeah, and they have the
a 40. I can make it work. Though.
It can work.
A 40, is it like in European size?
It's like a 9.
Yeah, I'm an 8.5. That's why I said.
But we can change it though. We can change it. She'll agree to change it. She does sandals.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you, and I don't know if you have much time though. She has different types of sandals. We can look at them afterwards if you want.
No, I'm grateful. I think I can make this work.
Yeah.
Let's put a pad in them. I can make this work.
So anyway, I'm glad you like everything. They'll be very happy.
Like is an understatement.
And you love it.
I love.
Thank you so much.
Is an understatement. No, thank you.
Thank you, Arian. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. We're blessed to have you here, honestly. Because I'm sure this is going to be great for the young entrepreneurs of Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be good. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to our Afrique Femme YouTube channel. Thank you and goodbye.
Africa.